before you hear his voice as Omid from The Walking Dead, the first season, is Owen Thomas. Bonnie from 400 Days in season 2. She's Snow White in The Wolf Among Us. It's Erin, Yvette. She starred as Javi Garcia in The Walking Dead: A New Frontier. Ladies and gentlemen, Schine. He's Star-Lord in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, the Telltale series. He's Lucas in Minecraft Story Mode, and he's Luke in The Walking Dead Season 2. Scott Porter. Our next panelist has been so many characters I don't even know all of their names, but you probably recognize her as Katja from Season 1. It's Cissy Jones. Next panelist, you might know him as Kenny. He's been looking for a boat for a long time. It's Gavin, Hammon. And last but not least, I need everybody to get on their fucking feet. It's Melissa Hutchison. You know her as Lemon. Telltale in various manners. So let's go down the line and kind of do some intros and how you started working with Telltale and The Walking Dead.
Me?
Yeah, you.
Well, I fortunately have actually worked with Telltale games, go all the way back to Sam and Max. So we're talking, I don't even want to do the math right now, because it's going to be a really long time. So I worked on Sam and Max, did Trixie Trotter and Back to the Future, so Wolf Among Us. We were married in that game, Beast and Beauty. And you know, when the auditions came through for The Walking Dead, I was already a fan of the franchise. I hadn't read the comics yet, but I was a big fan of the show. And you know, as I can probably speak for a lot of us, you know, reading that script and the character descriptions, it was just a different, it was something special. And we knew, like, going into it that it was going to be something special. We didn't know as much as we did about it, like, blowing up. That's another story for another time. Anyways, but I saw, you know, the artwork for Clementine and her character description, and, you know, it was tricky because they were actually, you know, this has to be a real child, and in voiceover, oftentimes, like, hi, my name's Clementine. You know, it would be like this thing you wanted to kill immediately. They let that flop. Yeah, they let that duck. That was actually a kid. Sorry, dude. But you know, I just her character was just really special to me. I fell in love with her from the get-go, and thankfully I booked the job, and here I am. That was a really long story. Sorry.
Well, thank you for that. So I auditioned for Kenny, and it was funny because that first round of auditions, things just kept coming back. You know, characters would come back, and Kenny never came back. So meaning, like, it never got sent to us again for re-auditions or anything. But I had also worked on some lesser-known Telltale titles like Law and Order, CSI, the really strong licenses. So for me, it was anytime I really wanted to work on Sam and Max, because I'm a huge Steve Purcell fan, a huge fan of the comics. So, and I knew the Walking Dead comics, so when I saw that come back, I was very excited. And then the packet was so much more robust than anything you see. We're used to going like, Renee! That sort of But yeah, it was just something super cool, and I was honored to be a part of it. And kept waiting for them to kill me, and they kept trying. And you guys kept trying to stop them, but they got us in the end, so.
Spoiler.
Oh, right. Spoilers, bro.
I had just switched careers and was no longer working in the Silicon Valley, and Katya was my second audition, and I had to learn a Belgian accent, and so I followed a friend of mine around who's Belgian for way too long, and it got really uncomfortable. But I learned the accent, and that was my first voiceover job, was Katya, and then I did a bunch of others that died. They're all dead. Everyone's dead.
We're all pretty much dead.
Yeah.
We are.
Still not bitten.
Except her.
I played the first game like 4 times and just stalked Telltale at Comic-Con one year and was like, hey, you guys do really cool stuff. And you're like, hey, do we know you? I know. And then like we just became like friends, and I had like a relationship with some of the people at Telltale first, and then I got a tweet, a DM. Joe Stafford slid into my DMs and was like, hey, would you want to work on The Walking Dead Season 2? And I was like, yes. And that's how I became Luke. That's like literally it.
It's a good story.
I was very, very lucky. It was only my second like voiceover gig ever. It's something I wanted to do forever, so I'm like eternally indebted to Telltale for taking a shot on me in that regard.
Yeah, same.
I didn't know I was auditioning for The Walking Dead. In fact, I don't even think I knew in my first session. I kind of was in, and like Mel was there, and I didn't really know. And I think it was good that I didn't know, because I think I would have made me like a lot more nervous. So the audition did come through, and then I did the first session, and it wasn't until the end that I started like recognizing some of the names of the characters, and I was like, oh shit, this is cool. And that was basically it. It was pretty straightforward.
Yeah, I was studying opera and musical theater and trying to figure out, how am I going to make a living doing this, because no one wants to pay actors. And I was lucky enough to know a dev at Telltale who was like, you should audition. We're struggling to cast this role, this like young 20-something in The Walking Dead. And I was like, oh my god, I love that game. And so I just randomly got a chance to audition and magically got cast. And like many of these people here, that was my first gig, and I have The Walking Dead to thank for my career in voiceover. It's really incredible.
I got started. I did Monkey Island, and then I was Kit Tannen in the Back to the Future series, and then they brought me in as Omid, and it's to this day my favorite character ever. And I always tell people the story that the first season we all became very good friends, the voice actors, and we'd go to like get drinks and then discuss. Have you heard anything? Have you heard, is anybody going to be killed? I'm not kidding, because we didn't know what was coming. And Kenny would always go, I'm dead. I know I'm dead. It's coming next episode. I will be dead. I said that every time we met.
So how do I die?
Again.
Speaking of dead characters, you may notice that someone is not present at the panel today. We actually have a clip from Dave Fenoy, the voice of Lee.
He's not dead.
Yeah,
He's fine.
You got some guns. Right.
Lee is either a walker or in Walker Kevin. Dave is in Europe, so he's fine. But
He's more than fine.
Yes, Europe.
And drinking wine.
He's fantastic. He's
There is.
alive.
There is.
we have proof.
Just in Europe.
Yeah. Can we roll a clip from Dave?
Hi, how you doing? I'm Dave Fenoy, saying hello to everybody at PAX West. I'm sorry I can't be there. I was otherwise occupied. But you guys have a great time. I'll be thinking about you. Yeah!
So I want to know, in this total darkness, I guess, do you have like a favorite line or a favorite scene that you recorded? Mel, I think I might know what yours is, but if you have one that comes to mind.
Do you?
Maybe. I don't know. I hear some stuff about about the end of the first season.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the final episode of season 1 was definitely quite an experience. I didn't know that you could go so deep, you know, as far as being a very painful, emotional experience. And, you know, that of course was why this game was it's so effective. It affects people in such a crazy way. But yeah, recording that final episode, it was crazy. Like, it was legit tears. I called Dave afterwards. Dave, I'm just gonna point to the screen now. I called Dave Fenoy afterwards and was just, you know, like had to check in with him because it was, we did not record that scene together. We don't often, unfortunately, really get to work together in the game, making up the games. But yeah, that was an insanely awesome experience for me. Yeah. One of my favorite scenes.
Do any of you guys have lines that people ask you for at like things like PAX or Comic-Con?
How do I follow that? My favorite was definitely Lee helping Carly with the batteries. That was
Where are those batteries?
No, I actually get people all the time saying, so we were married and then they were married, okay? Started here first. The scene with Katya when they, you know, she's trying to convince Kenny that Duck's not going to make it. And it's very weepy. I get people telling me that they want to hear that a lot and it gets real awkward real fast.
I've got two. I guess one's not even from The Walking Dead. It's from Minecraft Story Mode. But it refers to The Walking Dead, and I couldn't believe they let me do it. But the first one is after leaving Clementine in a shed all night long, where she then like murders a zombie and stitches her own self up with a giant fish hook. And we open up the door, and Luke just goes, "Holy shit, that's one tough kid." It's like, I'm like, this is the most. It's already so apparent. I love that I get to say it. But in Minecraft Story Mode, we were towards the end of the first season, like episode 7 or whatever. We're flying through all these doors, these portals. And I was like, guys, we never see where we go, but just let me come out of one of the doors and do ice lakes. And they were like, yes, please do it. And then it went in the game. And then, yeah, I got a lot of ice lakes constantly online.
A lot of Luke's mermaid jokes.
Yes. Luke is a mermaid.
Yeah, he's a mermaid.
Yeah, Luke is, he's...
Mermaid.
Surprise!
Spoilers!
For me, I think there was this line in the season where we're in like a cabin and Javi goes, "I fucking love pudding." And it was funny because in the session we're like recording and we read the scene through and that line wasn't in there and I just kind of to myself was just like, "I fucking love pudding." And the director was like, "Wait, I think we can use that." And I was like, "Yeah, I think we definitely should use that." So, spoiler alert, I actually love fucking pudding.
Likes eating pudding.
We can take that back, right? No, just say it correctly now.
That's a soundbite on the internet.
Too late. I love pudding. There we go. It just reminded me of a Living Color episode where there was, in Living Color, I think it was like David Alan Grier would just rub his butt in a big pile of like 400 pounds of pudding. And he would go, "Oh yeah, 400 pounds of pudding." I was doing that exactly, but I enjoy eating.
Please don't tweet any of it.
I can't wait to see all of you with pudding. Be nice.
Not canon, not canon.
I mean, Molly is full of one-liners, so there's a lot of good stuff there. But one of my favorite lines was actually Bonnie, and no one asks me to do lines from Bonnie because no one likes Bonnie.
She killed
But because she killed a couple of these guys.
Whoops.
But yeah, there's a scene as she survives the lake. She's smoking a cigarette with Clem, and Bonnie's a police